Over to you, Kubra.
But Adnan, Hatay was actually the hardest hit province. We are talking about more than 24,000 people being killed only here, and the overall death toll is 50,000. That number goes to show how hard Hatay was hit. But of course, it's been 3 years, and what I notice about this particular anniversary being on the ground is that there is some relief among residents. We've been here since the beginning of this week, talking to many different residents, and what they've been telling us that with them receiving newly built earthquake-resilient houses, new schools being opened, and also landmarks, historic landmarks being restored and all, the city is finally getting some sense of normalcy back. And of course, the community efforts and efforts of residents play a huge role when it comes to that. And among those residents, I'm joined by Sabiha Asfuroglu. She's the CEO of the Museum Hotel Antakya. She has a remarkable journey since the earthquake struck. We're gonna listen from her now. Can you please tell us your journey since the earthquake hit Hatay and Antakya, very specifically your neighborhood?
Firstly, thank you so much for coming to Antakya. We're so happy that we're hosting you in here again. Actually, I've born in here and lived here till earthquake, still living in here with my kids, with my family and with my colleagues in here. That night, unfortunately, because the flights were cancelled in Istanbul, I was not in here during the earthquake. But at 4:19, I had my worst telephone call that I've ever had. One of my colleagues was calling us and she was saying that, please help us, I'm dying. And all the people in here, they are dying. I don't know what to do, please help us. So I started to cry and I called my family and I heard the same sentences from them. And I arranged a car and I came to Antakya in 22 hours. So that was also the worst journey that I've ever had. But the scene that you have seen or the feelings that you had seen in here, you couldn't imagine. You can't just see in here with your, with the cameras. You need to see nakedly the pain in here. So the first days of the earthquake was really very hard for us because there was no food, no electricity, nothing. But after a while, of course, we had people died in our families and in friends. But after a while, after a couple of months, we thought that we need to start from somewhere else because it was really very hard, but life should continue. So we tried to, continue in our lives and we tried to work in here.
And you started to dedicate your life. You left where you were living before completely. You are mostly in Antakya right now. Tell us about your activities with fellow residents. What are you doing to help Antakya, Hatay to rise again?
Actually, after we decided to, to work again, we said that we're never going to leave the city again. Since the first day of the earthquake, we said that we're going to stay in here and we feel the responsibility of the city and of our people and family and friends in here. So we started to work in here. And the most important thing in here, I think, to create employment in here because of course in the first days, in the first year, giving aids was really very important, but you know that to continuity you need to start working in the city and like in our normal life. So we've opened our hotels and we've had other couple of things in here, and we start working and people start working here. And when you start working here, people keep on their hopes, even like in the hotel behind you. So when we first opened that hotel, as you can remember, all the apartments, houses, restaurants was collapsed in front of us. So we removed them and later the electricity came, natural gas came. And when the lights were on, it makes people really very happy because it was the only light that was open in the whole area. So even people were not staying in here or even people were not visiting us. They were just walking in here, they were coming inside, they were just hugging us, crying, and they were saying that it's really so good to be seeing you in here. It really gives us some hope. So it's the most important thing is just to keep our hopes actually.
Hopes and resilience, Adnan. These are the two key words to describe how the people of Antakya, how the people of Hatay are moving on with their lives. Of course, the scars of the earthquake are still everywhere. Remnants of what was lost are still everywhere. Yet again, these people are dedicated to move forward and build a new chapter in their beloved city of Hatay.
Kubra, thank you very much indeed. Also, so many thanks to Sabiha as well. To hear her speaking has really been quite something.